Hello everyone, I am Jesse, or GameOverJesse. Here with Daniel and I is our guest, Cece, who you all can find at Princess Usagi.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I said it correctly? Princess Usagi. Yes. And you can find her on Twitter, and she has her own Twitch and everything, so go check her out. There'll be a link in the description. But for this video, we're going to be talking about a list that was sent to me from The Gamer that's titled 15 Things That Make No Sense About the Zelda Universe and 10 Fan Theories That Do. Now, these lists are sent to us because on the podcast we have somewhat of a history covering lists that seem like they were just created by someone who had never played the game. Like someone once told them about their time playing a Zelda game, and the other person was just kind of listening while he was drinking at the bar, and then he went home, slept on it, and then tried to write an article 2 weeks later. Yeah. So that's basically how this...
While drinking again.
Yeah, that's basically how this article seems like it came about, because a lot of the stuff in it is just the worst.
The author was like, had her laptop open at the bar, and then every time she like finished a paragraph, she'd like slam back a shot, and then like just, you know, this is the only like way I could explain this. I mean, I would too, actually.
Wait a minute.
there's she's gonna spill. Yeah, I'm worried that like I guess I've
So can you take us to our first one, Daniel? The one that stands out the most for you?
If I have to.
And then Cece, you can find yours while he's doing his.
I'm just grabbing the first one on here. So this is something that the author of this article says makes no sense. Okay. Is Wind Waker canon? I don't know why that doesn't make sense. There's a whole prologue for the game. Like, when you first start the game, there's a whole prologue that kind of explains how it's canon, but okay. She writes, the strange events and animation style used in the Wind Waker game has made a lot of fans question whether or not the events of the game are part of the main canon. Common questions speculate on whether or not the game is part of the main timeline, if that is just the same sentence again, or one of the other timelines, whether or not the Link seen in the game is the Link that we have followed through other games, or if he's a relative or another game entirely, and if the animation style is indicative of the fact that this game occurs in another dimension, a post-humorous world, or in a dreamlike state. Though those all sound far-reaching, they are not a foreign thing to this series. So like, you have to play the game for like... No, you don't even have to play the game. You have to sit through the opening prologue cutscene before you start playing the game to understand how this game fits in the timeline. Like, it very clearly spells it out for you. I don't think this person got that far in the game. They probably they watched a trailer. They looked in the menu, maybe. They started it, and they're like, oh, there's a prologue. It's too long. I'm not playing this game. Like, it's very obvious how it fits in the timeline. And also, this is not a person who knows a lot about Zelda, because they say whether or not this is the Link seen in the other Zelda games. It's like, that's... Which one? like by the time we got to Wind Waker, we've had, what, 3 other Links already? He's like the 4th Link in the...
Yeah, if you're going by the timeline.
Yeah, but I mean, like, in order of release, like, you have Zelda 1 and 2, that's 1 Link. Right, you got a Link to the Past, the Oracle games, and Link's Awakening, that's 1 Link. You have Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, that's another Link. Right, so now we're just getting to like where Wind Waker is being released. We already have 3 different incarnations of Link.
Yeah.
And this is the first item on the list, guys.
All right, Cece, would you like to read out
Please
yours?
Take us away from this one.
Okay, so the one that stood out to me was honestly the one right after that. What happens to our failed games? I think that's looking a little too deep into a video game, because you can die in any video game, and doesn't mean it applies to the story. But I will say, I did play Nier Automata, and I really liked that they said that the game had like 20 million freaking endings, because when you die, they technically added an ending to it saying, alright, you failed, now the game is like it gives an ending to the story when you die. So I thought that was kind of cool. Reminded me of that.
Man, that is cool.
So every time you die in a specific area, it'll say you failed to do this and this and this, so the robots take over, and yeah.
Do you want?
So I thought that was kind of cool.
That's
with
cool.
Zelda, I don't think Nintendo put that much thought into like when you die.
Yeah.
No, it's just like game over screen.
Yeah,
I think they've seen the hero dies or the fallen hero timeline, and then it's like, well, what if that applied to every single game?
Yeah,
but you can't just look at a JPEG of some extra supplementary material from a video game franchise and write an article saying that it doesn't make any sense if you lose in a video game.
I know, that's why it stood out to me. I was like, that's a lot of thought into just game over.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, I lost. It makes no sense.
Yeah. So mine here.
Now there's an alternate universe.
Number 20 on this list says fan theory, reincarnation. In the earlier entries of this article, I discussed the fact that the multiple games in the series indicate some sort of immortality or reincarnation. Well, this was not a unique idea. In fact, it is a rather popular fan theory. It's not a fan theory. This is one of the things that they have explained since, like, there started being different Links. Many fans believe that Link, Zelda, and Ganon are reincarnated between games, and as the sentient representations of the Triforce, will be drawn to each other in whatever way that occurs for the rest of time, or until the fourth piece is found and their reincarnation to souls can rest.
There is no fourth piece.
I had never even heard a theory where someone said that a fourth Triforce piece would stop the reincarnation.
I never heard this either. And also, like...
And the first sentence mentioned, like, says that they're all either immortal, so they live throughout the entire timeline, which...
Yeah, but sometimes he de-ages back to a child, I guess.
Well, it was like earlier in this, like they had mentioned that, like, that the games aren't connected or whatever. So it's like, he's wrong either way. But based off of something that he had mentioned earlier, where it's like different links. Why does he mention the immortality thing? And then he doesn't even explain that part of his paragraph. He just explains the second thing that he mentioned, the reincarnation.
Yeah. For those wondering as well, like, this article is not an old one. Sometimes we've dug up some old dirt.
Yeah, this was like this month.
This is a new article. This is from April 2019. This is a new article.
Yeah.
Wow, what?
It's not like one from 2005 where we didn't have a lot of information about this stuff. Like, no, this is some new stuff.
I feel like these are all from like new Zelda fans, new to the franchise, new to the timeline, because we've seen the timeline like a million times. We've seen the explanations like a million times.
Yeah. So take us to the next one, Daniel, and then CC will get the last.
Okay.
And then that'll be our top 5 on this.
Okay, so this is number 19 on the list of things that make no sense. Established character designs. Oh boy. No matter what timeline or universe it is, Link is always blonde, pale, and has his little Peter Pan-esque outfit, though the colors have been known to shift over time. This has caused many fans to question the idea of whether or not there are truly separate universes, or whether the timeline simply diverged each time a main choice or action was made, and the splits all run parallel. This second idea makes the most sense, though it later leads to confusion over whether each Link and the world around him has any memory of the events that transpired previously in their relative timeline, whether or not they were able to jump through timelines in the future. So, basically this isn't a list of things in the Zelda series that makes no sense. This is a list of sentences that this author came up with that make no sense.
No, I love how he said like this can't be it because this other one makes more sense, and then like none of them make sense.
No. Okay, the thing is, like, his character design is different between games, so him saying it's the same between games and that makes no sense is janky already. And then, like, yeah, there are parallel timelines. We already know that. And yeah, the world and the characters know about the history of the world that's happened. Like, how does it not make sense that they would
like even in Wind Waker, or all of them, not all of them, but a bunch of them, when they give him the green tunic, they're like, this was the legendary.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, he coincidentally has a green tunic also.
Right? And so
Like,
many of the
it's
games make
purposely
reference. Yeah, they like make reference to previous links or even just the game that came directly before it in the timeline, right? It's like, I just you can't play these games and not find any and just be like, oh yeah, well, this character looks kind of the same as this character that was in another game. That makes no sense.
Oh, we have a super chat from
Oh.
Undead Witch requesting for CC to feed them. Or her.
Huge.
I don't know. It has witch, so I imagine it's a girl. Oh, that's one of your friends. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Can Susie feed me? You kind of
Feed.
are.
Feed me, Seymour.
Feed me, Seymour.
Picto9 says, I play drums and Jesse should start a band. Let's do it, Jesse. Let's start a band.
I'll play the Ocarina.
Oh, yeah. I'll play the Wind Waker.
Yeah.
I'm not actually playing.
I'll direct you guys.
I'm just your waving a stick around.
Making a windstorm outside, but you know, we're good.
Oh, yeah, we good. I'm playing the wind.
Yeah. Were you done with yours, Daniel?
Oh
Or-
yeah, that was. It's just very frustrating that this article exists.
All right, CC.
I really. Let's move on.
Yeah. Give us our
All right.
last one.
This one made me laugh. Makes no sense. Is Link doing all right?
What? Which number is this? Oh, this is the very
18.
next one. That's how ridiculous it is. We haven't even like scrolled past number 18.
Like, bro, you good? You good? homie?
Are you all right?
You doing all right? If Link does remember the events of previous games, is he doing okay?
No, he doesn't remember.
Honestly, he just gets through a lot. Give the guy some space and time to recover. Does it drive him up the wall that no matter how many times he saves Hyrule, somehow it ends up broken again? Does he just want to take a vacation from being Link? And not have to feel the pressure of having the fate of the entire world rest on his shoulders? Each and every game he seems entirely unaffected by the previous events of the games, which leads me to believe that he is a reincarnation rather than a continuation. So, the last part is very true. He is a reincarnation, not a continuation.
I
So,
mean, it's
yes,
like this
he's doing
person's
okay.
writing this article and they're just like just figuring out that it's not the same link, and they're like, oh my god, it's a mind-blowing
Well,
theory,
one
guys.
Yeah, it's like they only played one Zelda, like they played Ocarina of Time,
Yeah.
and then none of the others, but they know that other Zelda games come out, so they're like, wait a minute, what if all of these different Zelda games had different links? Oh my gosh. And then he just
It's
runs
some
out of
big
his office.
revelation.
Yeah, he runs out of his office and into like the editor's office and he's like, I got this awesome article. What if every link is a different link?
But
And again,
we kind of know
if you
from
play one game, they usually hint at this was the previous hero.
Yeah.
You are the new hero.
oh my goodness.
The only time
we
that
kind of know from previous articles that we've read on this site, though, that whoever the editor or manager of this website is doesn't seem to give a damn.
Yeah.
So the person probably ran in and was like, guys, I got this article idea. He said, what if there's so many things that make no sense in Zelda? And maybe all these are different characters after all.
They don't
And
make
the
sense
guy's
because
like-
you never played the games.
And the editor's just finishing slapping back a shot of whiskey. Just, all right, kids, publish it.
Done. You don't need to
Done.
research it. Just do it.
Just publish it.
Yeah, I want to see what's on.
Do you want to
number
proofread it
one.
first? No.
Oh,
I'm busy.
you didn't research it? It's okay.
I'm
All right.
busy. I'm thinking about considering watching the prologue for the
Oh,
Wind
oh,
Waker, but it's
the-
pretty long.
Of course, the number one thing is the stages of grief.
Oh no.
Of course, they
We're
have
not
that as
doing
number
it.
one.
We're not doing it. We're not touching that one.
What's the next news thing?
I mean, like, are we done with this article? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, we're done.
We're done. I'm emotionally done from that one.
All right, so
So what's next, Jesse? Take us away.
we'll do the Monolith Soft thing, because
Oh,
the people that they hired for the Zelda game, they've opened up a 5th studio. Wow. Yeah. So,
Wait, forgive me. What are we doing?
It's on the Google Doc.
Yeah, it's Monolith Soft opens a 5th studio. Monolith
yeah.
Soft is the team that
It's
worked
a
with
company.
Nintendo on Zelda and a bunch of others.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Elia Rose. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And you know what? If you're a fan of videos like this, you should totally subscribe and give this video a like and comment below to let us know what type of videos you would like to see us create in the future. And if you would really like to support all of us here at the GameOverJesse channel, please consider purchasing a GameOverJesse t-shirt or becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive many rewards, such as getting shoutouts, having any topic or theory that you select discussed on the podcast or made into its own video, having your question answered, joining on as a guest on the podcast, and playing with us during our Twitch live streams at twitch.tv/GameOverJesse, and much, much more.